Okay, so now we're at question number 36. Let's read the sentence as is. As the limestone eroded, caves formed. Okay, so if you're going through these answer choices and you just really have no idea what the correct answer would be based off of the punctuation and grammatical structure, remember, find the most concise answer. Then we subvocalize that. Okay, most concise means the shortest or least amount of punctuation. Then we subvocalize it. We hear how it sounds. What's the shortest one? Right, that would be answer choice F. It has no commas at all. Let's read it. As the limestone eroded, caves formed. Okay, so I have a natural tendency to want to pause at some point in here, and I don't seem to get that pause. Okay, so I'm not totally sold on F, and you should not be either. So we need to move on through these options and find the next most concise. Why don't we pick answer choice G, hear how that sounds. As the limestone eroded, caves formed. Well, that definitely sounds awkward. Let's move on. As the limestone eroded, caves formed. Okay, so that sounds good. So we went through these options. H is the only one that sounds appropriate. It sounds smooth. It doesn't sound jarring. It's most likely going to be the right answer. And so if this was it, you could move on and go to question number 37. But let's go through the reasons why. So as the limestone eroded, this word as here, right? Remember when we went through our transition words, what did we talk about we needed after a transition word that introduced a sentence? Right, we need a comma. Okay, so we need a comma after that. What happens if the transition word is in the middle of a sentence, right? In the middle of a sentence. Well, we still need a comma right here, but we also need a comma in front. Wherever it is, we need to offset it. What if this is a complete sentence over here and I have a transition word here and I just didn't want to put a period? Well, I'd put a semicolon up here. Okay, so remember these rules. If you don't have them memorized, memorize them down, write them down. Write transition words and write the 3 ways that you see them. Now, transition words, they're not just words, they can be phrases as well. And if you didn't recognize this as a transitional phrase, right, introducing the main clause here, then you want to start to think about this word as the limestone eroded, in this sense is a transitional phrase. Okay, so if I wanted to have it not be a transitional phrase and I wanted it to just to be part of the sentence, I should have put it behind. Right? Caves formed as limestone eroded. If that's the case, I don't need to put a comma there. I can just leave it as it is. But because I'm putting it out front, remember, we need the comma. Okay, so where do we need the comma? Between this independent clause here, the one that sounds like a complete thought, caves formed, and that transitional phrase. Okay, so I need the comma right here, and answer choice H does just that. So that's why this one is correct. All the other options, or G and J, failed to put the comma in the correct spot, and F doesn't even designate it as a transitional phrase. Okay, so again, find the most concise answer, subvocalize it. That'll lead you to answer choice H, and you can move on. If you want to know the reasons why, then you're going to want to recognize that these are transitional phrases, and we know how to use transitional words or transitional phrases. We offset them with commas when they're in the front, with 2 commas when they're in the middle, and then if we have an independent clause over here, we need a semicolon, then the transition, and then the comma. Thank you.